Sorry about the clanking. I tried padding it, but obviously it's been a bit shook about. Here's more old buildings. It's hard to say what they were because see the mossy rocks, because it could have been something to do with mining, or it could have been something to do with the war. Little bluebell swathe through the young trees. Lovely oak. A bit of a moody green man on there. I know you can't see him because of the light. No. This green is basically the colour of spring, isn't it? A light green. You know, they prove that trees give off pheromones that make us feel good, but I'm pretty sure that shapes in the branches do something with our mind as well on a subconscious level. You know, the symbology of shapes. As well as the morphic resonance. If you don't know what morphic resonance is, check it out. It's interesting, and it's why that someone watching someone watching this from somewhere on the other side of the globe can tune in to me, and vice versa, of course. But I know that. But there is now a theory as to why. But this is the badger set. Could you see? Like just to the left of that bit of disturbed earth there, and here. Wow, that's fresh. So I'm looking for tree lion. But I have to admit, I'm on a badger set now. Please don't get me, Mr. Badger. Yeah, I'm going to go down here. Ooh. There we go. Wild garlic. Just run out of battery, so I'm about to have a cup of coffee. Look at this, though. It's not quite out, which is amazing, isn't it? Some places it's virtually over. But I'm guessing this is on the northeast side of the wood. So I'll see you after coffee and a battery change. Early purple orchids and bluebells. Hello and welcome. This is part 2 of the same day, but this is slightly different now because I stopped and had a coffee and then people have appeared, so this will be slightly a different noise and a different vibe. I can feel it already. It's funny. Anyway, I've come this way because I want to say hello to Tree Lion. Tree Lion? Yeah, Tree Lion. That's not how I think you speak. Honestly, honestly, really. That's, I'm sorry, that's a Stuart up from a Stuart Lee skit. Look at those through there. Can you see them? I'm not going to go in there because, ooh, I can get a bit closer. See those early purples? I like that one just at the top there, yeah. I remember seeing this patch last year. And that's a right hollowed out one, isn't it? That's almost got a death mask on it to the left. Anyway, if you are going to be like me and go into woods and off the beaten track, take the animal path, because that's you're not going to damage anything then, especially if you don't know what you're treading on. I'm very good at tiptoeing through. That comes from years of a misspent youth sneaking into woodlands. I used to do it as just as a training exercise, as it is, just as a training exercise. I'd just try and go into a wood and be as quiet as I possibly could. I hadn't met many people like it until I took my pole lathe, because I used to turn green wood and make chairs and various other things. And I took it to, well, I did a gig. Yeah, an outdoor gig, fete, town fete sort of thing. And I turned up, and I got in and I turned to the bloke who was to the left, said, oh, where am I going? And he kind of looked at me, and you know sometimes when you meet people you get that recognition of that. Well, in part 1 of this I was talking about morphic resonance, and it was that. Anyway, a bit later on he came over to me and started chatting after I'd been through in my demonstration. Chatting, and suddenly he whipped off his hat. He said, oh, look at this. And of course my hair was a lot longer and thicker then. And I thought he was showing me the fact that he didn't have any hair anymore, but it was just long at the sides, you know, wildwoodsman. So I just thought, yeah. He's like, no, that. And it was like there was a scar on his head, which I didn't see. I mean, I did see it, but I didn't feel it was worth, I don't comment on things like that. I'm not one of those sort of people, If you have warts all over your face, I will still be looking you in the eye. And that's been actually done. I didn't really notice the warts, because I try and connect with people, which it upsets me that I get misunderstood. Anyway, a few years later he turned up at my house because he was a friend of mine. He was a few years older than me, 10 years older, and he turned up and I was like, oh right, wow, yeah, I remember meeting you. Anyway, next thing I know, I'm living in the same village, and it turns out that he does those sort of things as well. One of my friends said, yeah, he said that, you know, he could like walk a few meters and then suddenly he'd be gone. You wouldn't be able to see him, you wouldn't know where he was. Anyway, same with all the master and the pupil. One day I did the same to him. I sneaked past without him knowing, without him seeing me. Real cloaking of, well, what they call fox magic if you use animals in your magical dealings, as I do. Shamanically, I suppose. I don't know. I've never put labels on it, you see. I just do what I do. Oh, you see these? Is that ash gone across there? No, that's hazel, isn't it? Here you go. So in part one, I was telling you about hazel and how it gets thicker and thicker until it falls over and splits apart. Well, there you go. This is doing it. Now, if you look back at the video last year, it would be Spring Flower Woodland Walk or something like that. Can't remember what I called it. You will see us come along there, and we didn't have to duck under there. So, little tip, if you're in Britain and you want peace and quiet and the woods to yourself for a few hours, get up early. You want to be there by 8, and even 8 can be too late. Anyway, I'll shut up for a moment. Let's see if we can find tree lion. If you've seen him before, you could recognise bits of this. Anyway, here he is. I kind of almost doubt we'll be able to see him anymore properly. He's been taken over by brambles. And if I can just draw your attention to it marking the spot. Sorry, jokes are in the other one. X marks the spot. Anyway. Yeah, I know, don't worry about me. Anyway, he's being eaten by brambles, going to be taken by the brambles to another world. Yeah, I just thought I'd come and look at this bit first. Wow, look at that. If I could find a little path through there, I might venture into the middle, but I really don't. When the bluebells are out, you can't. It's very hard to tiptoe through them. It's quite hard getting to tree lion, actually. It's like, when does the spirit of a tree leave it? I mean, this saddens me, but, you know, I suppose... Oh, that smell. Oh. There you go. He's still just about there. Can you see him? His eye to the right. His mane sort of slightly to the right of centre. If I open it out, he'll disappear. And it'll spoil the illusion. But look, it's gone. Completely gone. You will have seen him in my other videos, you know. Look at that, gone. Eaten into nature. But it's one of those things, you know. There is only one chance. And contrary to what people say, it can be too late. It's really interesting what different plants are about on different sides of the wood. And look at all those blue. Really, I mean, to show you how far they stretch, I'm going to zoom in. Okay. Yep, and then I'm zooming into there. Look at that. Beyond that tree there. And that's how far. Wow. Is anyone else like me and just wants to roll in it? Obviously I'm not going to. It would hurt because of all the brambles that are mixed in there. Wow. Now this is a guardian oak of a corner bit. There's a little bit of a corner here, and you often find bigger trees like this at strategic points, entry points or corners, almost like the watchtower trees, as it were. Wow. Wow. Here's the garlic out over here. God, this is a massive patch. This is so thick in here. Wow. I'm just trying to show you it all rather than do clips. But look at this. Now we have the garlic out here. And stand by this gorgeous oak. And look at this. A carpet of blue extending into the old ash coppice. and almost suddenly gone. That was really amazing. I'm so glad I got up this morning. Even though I sleep badly these days. That was just well worth it. Completely devoid of chlorophyll. Well, I have to say that this is the first time in my life that I've seen all the spring flowers out at the same time. Okay, some are slightly ahead, some are slightly behind, but there are flowers. That's incredible. Just seeing that broom rape is, normally that's a lot earlier, before bluebells are out or anything else has really started. In the places where I dwell, of course. It may be different where you are. Of course, when it gets to bank holiday, suddenly lots of people start flying. That's why I kind of try and time my, ooh, look at that through there. Let's go in there. So I try and time my walks to avoid so many people and so much activity. A whole load of them here. This hazel tree is obviously particularly loved. And could someone please tell me what this is? There's my finger by the side of it. I see them every spring and then I never go back to the same spot in order to see what they turn into. And that's what this one turns into. That's another wych elm. At least I think it's a wych elm. Pretty sure the leaves are right. Almost like an altar there in this grove of hazels. I've picked my way through because I wanted to come in. It's dead. There you go, see? This is what I'm saying. There is another dwelling place of spirits that's gone. It's dead, so they'll have to move out. Or have moved out. They can all come and live at my house. All they got to do is come with me and they're in nature, but you know, obviously that's a last resort really. Although having said that, I do have a few that are with me. I felt them move in. Wow. Probably 20 years ago. they came back with me from somewhere. And I don't think they've left. Right, I'm going to retrace my steps. All that fantastic engineering not being displayed until I come from an engineering family. Bluebells, the green of the grass and the yellowy green of the spurge. And beyond that, into that wood, the light green of the dog's mercury and young leaf. So I didn't do what I said, I didn't retrace my steps and stuff. So yeah, I changed my mind so many times when I'm out on walks, because I want to go down all the paths. So I'm coming up here because I want to go and say goodbye to the beach. Not that it'll disappear, it will be there next time, or at least should be. A nice little twiddly bit in the stem. Last, a bit of silence. Well, ish. Look at that light. Wow. Total change from when I first got here. And as in always, you exit as you enter. Often, actually, not in always. Sometimes you could go in through the front door and out through the back, couldn't you? So, yeah. Thanks for joining me and coming along, and I'll see you next time. Ta-da. Now, is that a sparrowhawk or a kestrel, or is it a buzzard? I'm not very good. I know a buzzard's normal piercing shriek. I think it is, isn't it? It's a buzzard.